I came through the principal route for Anglican ministers, which is known as the Baptist Church, when I was growing up. And if you too came through that route, then you will be familiar with the last verse of today's first reading. Look unto me, and be ye saved, all the ends of the earth, for I am God, and there is none else. It's well known because of its role in Spurgeon's life. Spurgeon was a great preacher of the Baptist tradition, and there's a theological college, named in his honour today, which is where all robust Baptist biblical scholars and wannabe ministers spend their time. This is how he puts his experiences of his life being changed by those words. It was 26 years exactly last Thursday that I looked unto the Lord and found salvation through this text. You've often heard me tell how I had been wandering about, seeking rest and finding none, till a plain, unlettered lay preacher among the primitive Methodists stood up in the pulpit and gave out this passage as his text. Look unto me, and be ye saved, all the ends of the earth. He had not much to say, thank God, for that compelled him to keep on repeating his text, and there was nothing needed by me, at any rate, except his text. He had not much to say cannot be equally said of Spurgeon, who has plenty to say on this text, and you can go and read his sermon if you so desire, but you'll find that whilst this text had a redemptive quality on him and his life, the words that he wrote, when you read them today in reference to that passage, lack much of that redemptive quality. But what he does nail, as accurately then as now, is idolatry. And that's what's here in the heart of this saying. For I am God, and there is none else. If you've been joining us, or if in your own private devotions you've been going through the readings that we're going through at the moment for morning and evening prayer, you will have found yourself bombarded for the last few months unremittingly by, time after time, idolatry being the principal concern of the Israelite people. They seem, from their earliest wanderings with Moses to the latest words of the prophets, to over and over again stray away from God and place other things in the position that is rightfully his. And the fact that they have to be told so many times is evidence of the difficulty of getting the message through. And this Spurgeon recognises. He writes, "We do not feel at rest. We know that we lack something, and very earnestly are we looking to idols and false gods for what we need." John Calvin put the same idea in rather pithier words. He said, "Our heart is an idol factory." Our heart is an idol factory. It just churns out one after another, failed and rough imitations of a thing worth worshipping. And time and again, we get snagged up in them. And it is as true for us today as it was for Spurgeon and for Calvin before him, and for the prophets before them, and for the Israelites in their time of wandering in the desert before that. How many of us pursue happiness rather than godliness? How many of us seek a significance and security not in being a beloved child of God, but in the accomplishments of our work? For how many of us is success the touchstone of a life well lived? The quality of our resume and the legacy that we're going to leave behind, rather than our closeness to the Lord and our submission to God's will? And whilst we might not be smelting it into calves anymore, my goodness, do we still love gold? That one sure is timeless. Have you tried money? My goodness, it's Moorish. On a bad day, I can eat my way straight through a can of Pringles. You know, the big ones, sour cream and chive, Texas barbecue, they're the two best flavours. But on any given day, I can hoard enough money to buy 1,000 cans. It's not that our work or happiness or success or money can do something bad to us. No, but it's that we can do something awful to ourselves when we place adoration and attention that belongs to God in other things. When it comes to idolatry, the danger is not in the concept or the item, it is in us. And we free ourselves from it when we really believe and take to heart and mark the full measure of those words as Spurgeon did. Look unto me, and be ye saved, all the ends of the earth. For I am God, and there is none else. Amen.